Hello and welcome to the Motorway Man, and welcome to Doncaster North Services, which is on the M18 at Junction 5 and the M180 at its starting roundabout, and you can also get to it on the B1538, so you can certainly access it from a lot of roads. Now right here you join me in a small picnic area and rockery, and we can see the main building to our left there, and in front of me of course we've got the truck parking, so I'll be getting you inside shortly. Now Doncaster North Services has a public footpath which leads you to Hugh Hill Lane. However, most of that footpath is scheduled to be taken up by industrial units, so you might not have access to the footpath for much longer, but if you did want to use it, there is one here. Now the initial plan for the service station on the M18 motorway was for it to be about a mile south of here, or to a mile and a half, something like that sort of range. However, plans for that site fell through, although they did build the slip road, and you can sort of see some of the remains, a bit of an abandoned couple of slip roads if you were travelling south of the site, and you would be able to see them because they built the slip roads. They allocated the land for the original plan, which is for the services to be a mile south of here. However, they just didn't quite get the job done, and it never got built in the end. In front of me we can see a very nice looking picnic area, as well as the petrol station to our right, as well as the coach, truck and van parking to our left there, which will be right in front of us shortly. So it's actually for a fairly substantial picnic area in the site, and lots of nice trees, which is always nice to see when you get to the site on a good day. Now the initial plan was the service station was going to be called Hatfield Services, then that was changed to Hatfield North Services. However, plans fell through like I said, and the current name of the site is Doncaster North Services. Now I'll just speed this little section up and I'll take us inside the main building, which we can see behind me, which today is operated by Moto. Now the site opened in 2000 by Granada, and like all Granada sites, in 2001 it became Moto. So I'll take us into the main building now and we can see what we can see. You can see the small camper van there and the casino, quite a nice looking casino. We've got the W.H. Smith as always and the Krispy Kreme counter, as well as a nice seating area in the middle of the site. It's a little bit busy here today though, which is a shame. Right here we've got these big soft toys. That guy for instance there, he looks pretty nice. And of course we'll head round and we can see the seating area there and all the nice units around. I've always been quite a fan of service stations where there's a nice central seating area where it's nice and spacious and all the amenities are along the outside. This is actually quite like what a lot of extra service stations look like. However, this site was built before most extras were. Now we can see the travel lodge directly in front of us there, and we'll continue to head outside the services. Now as I take us outside the site, you might be wondering why the service station's called Doncaster North as opposed to just a more simple Doncaster. And from all the research I've done, I can tell you that the main reason is nearby the very small settlement of Hatfield was obviously going to be the original name of the site, but the operators thought, Hatfield, is that really the sort of name you want to go for? It's not a very big place, not many people know about it, so they opted for Doncaster instead, because it's a lot bigger and a lot more people would have known about it and known where it was. So that's why they changed it to Doncaster. However, Doncaster is actually fairly semi-far from here, like a good drive, depending on your traffic. So obviously then you have to call it Doncaster North to let you know, we can't really just get away with Doncaster, but we can get away with Doncaster North. So that got them the sort of name designation that they were after. And the last fun fact I've got for you is that the original operators were going to be Welcome Break. They were the plans. They were the one that held the plans for the site. However, following a sale and a purchase agreement, plans were moved to Granada, who, like I said, became Moto. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate all your time as always. It's always great to have you around. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because it makes me super happy. The service station guest is arriving on Sunday, so if you do want to find it, be sure to check out on the short section of my YouTube channel. They're all on there if you want to have a go at previous ones to get you in the spirit of things. So yeah, once again, please subscribe. These videos take a lot of time to get sorted and get ready. So give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate my efforts, and goodbye.